Hi, I'm Ilabasmati. Today I bring a new architect who, in addition to build a magnificent building project, design furniture with poor material. Well, I'm going to explain his career in English, his career more or less like a designer, and in Spanish I'm going to explain like an architect because if I join the two, it's too much longer. And then it's very interesting when he died. He has worked in Arabia Saudi, a lot of countries of the world. He has worked with the MoMA, England, etc. Well, I'm going to begin. He was born in Lombardia in 1950, and he died in 1977. He lived 72 years old. He was an Italian rationalist architect. It's difficult in English, designer, and a teacher, university instructor in design. Is a native of. He was born in Roviate, near Milan, in Lombardia. Albini, the north of Italy, like the north of Spain, they more perhaps are very different because the south, like Sicilia, is near Africa, and the north is near Austria and Switzerland, and then there are a lot of contrast between them. Well, with 24-year-old, he was a very good student. Albini obtained his degree of architecture in the Politecnico of Milano University in 1929 and began to his professional career working for Gio Ponti. Gio Ponti was a very famous, a very interesting architect. I had been talking about him in Spanish, but perhaps in the future I'll do. And I prepare a speech in English too, because it's very interesting. The house in Caracas, Venezuela. Well, he started displaying his work at Milan Triennale in 1913. Well, he go to Barcelona, and then he feel fascinated with the work of Mies van der Rohe. Well, in 1913, he opens his own practice. He began to work alone, but in the future, no. Through his creation, the modern furniture design merged the Italian traditional artisanalship with a new form of modernism. In his creation, he used raw, thus inexpressive material, poor material of the tradition of the Italia. He has explored the very skilled Italian craftsmanship. This also meant an elegant design based on a minimalistic aesthetic. One of these forms is he has a lot of price everywhere, AdWords in English, everywhere in his country too, more than other places. Well, one of these, his first successful working in 1939 was a radio inside a box of glass, sorry, in Spanish. One of the successful work in 1939 was a radio encased in a glass. So to show show the internal component, it's incredible. But nobody want to make more. Well, in 1928, Albini designed the now iconic Albini desk. He's more famous by the design than the architecture, but he's a very good architect too. Well, Albini desk combining steel, glass, and wood. With us, I showed all the thing in my blog. Advertisement. Well, steel, glass, and wood with a striking minimalistic balance, and introduced by Knoll in 1949. In 1915, he designed the famous and fashionable Margarita and Gala chairs, made very famous. Perhaps you have one in your home, but you don't know that is Albini is the designer, made of Bowen cane. In 1952, he created the Firenze armchair for Alfrex. In 1955, the Luisa chair. In 1956, the rocking chairs. It's difficult to memorize once a day. Well, for Poggi. In the 1916, in the 10 year, he worked on industrial design as well as important architectural project. In 1961, he designed the Rome Renaissance like a palace after he has an artwork building. In 1964, he designed the Franco Hell. Well, with Franco Hell, he worked with Franco Hell 13 years. Held and Bob Nora the subway station, and from 1969 also Milan Metro Line 2 subway station. In 1964, the television set he created for Brian Vega display and the Milan Triennale 13. In the same year, he created several lamps for Arteluce. Albini worked for companies including Brion Vega, Casina, Arflex, Arteluce, and Poggi. He was also an architect and interior designer. Among other, in 1945, he created the Zanini fur shop located in Milan. Between 1945 1946, and he worked as a writer and editor. He worked for the Italian magazine, very famous, Casabella. In the 1950 and 1960s, he taught interior design and very famous at the Venice School of Architecture, Università Luabia di Venezia. In 1963 and 1977, he taught design at Milan Polytechnic di Milano. Albini obtained 3 Compass d'Or award, the most prestigious Italian design prize. Well, that's all. Thanks for all. Until tomorrow. Bye.